A huge Fall Guys update is about to release in less than 2 days, giving us new rounds, unvaulting old ones, along with a ton of new obstacles, features and more. Let's dive in. So this update is called the Fall Force update, and it should either be version 10.4 or more likely 11.0 for the game. I'll explain more about that in a minute, but this update is releasing on Wednesday the 27th of September 2023 as officially announced by Fall Guys today. So first off, they released a mini trailer to tease this update, which mainly focuses on the new fist bumpers, which are the carryable punches we expected from the roadmap given in the last Summer Breeze update. These are self-explanatory, just like the carryable fan blocks we got. You can use these to punch other beans. But if we look more closely at this trailer, we can see quite a lot of stuff hidden. First of all, this level has the digital themed skybox and environment, but the lighting looks closer to the original theme. And if we look around, all these obstacles are Legacy Season 1 themed, even the finish line. So it's pretty safe to say that we'll be able to mix and match different themed skyboxes and maybe see some new skyboxes added too. This is something we also saw on the roadmap, which is great to be getting now. It'll make levels feel a lot more fresh. On a similar note, there's new colours we can see all around here. This doesn't sound too significant on its own, but trust me when I say this will make it feel like there's a lot more variety. You probably underestimate how much prettier levels will look with more colour options, especially from some of the more talented creator map creators. There's plenty more to talk about, but just a final note for this trailer: if you are extremely observant, you may have noticed this. Is zooming in on it not enough? Well, here's some nice circles. This is actually a force field. You know the ones from Skyline Stumble in the Butter Maze section, as well as the light bridges that you walk on? Well, these are coming to creative, as we saw by the roadmap, so this is all very exciting. But this trailer isn't all we know. The original tweet announcing this update says a Fall Force update coming 27th of September. There's a bunch of new obstacles for creative, new rounds, old rounds unvaulted, and more coming this week. Hope you're looking forward to yeeting your fellow beans with the new fist bumpers. So most of that is meaningless, even though obviously having the release date and update name is useful, but what we're really focusing on is the new creative obstacles, which we don't really know enough about, but what we do know about is new rounds and old rounds being unvaulted. Absolutely amazing. We're getting a new unvaulting less than 2 months after the last one. While not confirmed, so far this gives us the pattern of the vault changing a week before every new fame pass, which is actually really good if that happens. Now, usually for stuff being unvaulted, we have stuff vaulted in return. For example, at the start of SS4, I think about 12 maps got unvaulted, but in return 12 maps got vaulted, so we had the same number of rounds total. The only time this hasn't happened is the most recent Summer Breeze update, where they just added 10 levels back to the game with no catch or anything getting removed in exchange. So we don't know if they'll just add another 10 maps back, or if they'll add 12 in exchange for removing 12 again, or whatever. But honestly, even if they do end up removing some for this update, I don't think it's a big deal if they come back after a while and the vault is rotating often enough, which by the looks of things seems like it'll be every 5 or 6 weeks now. I'll happily take lame rounds like DoorDash and Blastlantis being removed in favour of some of the more exciting ones we haven't seen in over a year, like Bounce Party, Sunfruit, Treat Thieves, Space Race, all of those, you know the ones. There's too many to list here. But I would like to hear in the comments which maps you are hoping to get unvaulted the most in this update. And on this topic, let's also briefly mention the new rounds they talked about in this tweet. They don't specify if this means new creative rounds in solos, or if it just means there'll be a Michaud selector, or maybe they won't be creative rounds at all and will be brand new levels just like how we used to get them before SS4 launched. Personally, I'm just expecting them to be new ones in Michaud selector, since that's what it was for Summer Breeze, but hey, you never know, it might be better than that. There is the leaked SpongeBob level, what we've known about for a long time, as well as the really advanced mode called Outrun Firewall with a live system and stuff that's all been leaked, so while I'm not getting my hopes up too high, that's just something to keep in mind. We'll talk more about leaks at the end of the video, but I also just want to do some brief speculation about what else could be in this update and what the next few updates might contain. So if you paid attention to the Summer Breeze updates blog post, or you have been subscribed to me and watched my video when it released, you'll have seen or heard this sentence: you will see the digital creative construction theme in the game a little while longer, but our beans are hard at work on updating this with a new lick of paint very soon. This new lick of paint is a very key element. So obviously, as of right now, the game still very much has the SS4 theme with the digital and retro vibes, which doesn't fit with the end of seasons. Okay, there's probably like 5 of you watching who don't know, so Fall Guys said they're stepping away from seasons in favour of more frequent updates. So SS4 is ending with this new lick of paint and there'll be no SS5, but it means we get more updates more often and they might also have more content. So as I suspected before, and many other people agreed, this new lick of paint is probably some generic vibe with a yellow or blue background like how we had in Legacy Season 1, but it's sort of just a Fall Guys vibe instead of a space, underwater or a digital vibe. vibe that the last few seasons have given us. So the reason this is so important is because the new lick of paint they described essentially starts this new era of seasons being over. We've been widely expecting this to be in the September update, which is obviously this one because of multiple leaks, including this new theme of newsfeed starting instead of the usual SS4 digital vibe. You see these little circles and colourful things here on all these newsfeeds? Yeah, that's what seemed to replace the digital vibe of all these images. And this theme of newsfeed starts a day before the update actually, so that's one of the reasons we expect this new lick of paint so soon, but also it's because it just makes sense. I don't see them announcing us moving away from seasons and then taking until November or beyond to actually properly do it in game. But enough of talking about that, what other updates are we expecting, either in this update or the next few? The next few, by the way, are most likely November and December. If you look at this roadmap image, October got vaulted, and it's really not a big deal if we skip a month, since this update is right at the end of September, and the next ones could be early November and mid-December. But you can see carryable punches, which we know we're getting in this update. Next, buttons and triggers, quite a major feature that allows you to do so much more with creator maps. Having buttons activate different things in levels and triggering different objects, obstacles and other actions. There's so much that can be done with these, which is why I don't think they're in this September update. It's a big thing to add so quickly, and also I think they would have teased it already in this trailer if we were getting them. Okay, future me here, while editing, Fall Guys on TikTok actually teased in a reply that these might be coming, so forget what I said, not everything necessarily has to be teased. We seem to be getting buttons and triggers. I'm very excited. Anyway, back to past me. Force fields we also saw in the trailer, although very hidden. Next is speed archers. If they hid a force field in this trailer, I think they would have also hidden a speed arch if we were getting those. So I think those are going to be towards the end of the year. Skybox select, we already discussed that it looks like this trailer is using it. Improved discovery for creative rounds is a big one. One of the biggest problems with creative has been difficulty finding maps and a lot of issues with just playing them, not getting rewards and having to go back to lobby each time you finish one, whatever. We can hope to see this soon, and technically it could be in this update since it's not something that can easily be shown in a trailer, but it just seems unlikely. Much like the buttons and triggers, it's just a big thing to add so quickly, and these last three kinda all fall into the same category: creative budget improvements, creative customization options, plus more announcements to come. These are the things we'll probably see slowly across the September update as well as November's and December's, since they're quite vague and don't really mean anything by themselves. And with the budget improvements, I'm pretty sure every update in SS4 so far has improved the budget somewhat by reducing the cost of certain obstacles, but alright, that's the roadmap of what to expect from this update and for the rest of 2023, but there's also some leaks to look at now. Full credit to FD Muffins on Twitter for these, go follow her, she's great, but she posted a thread yesterday about her expectations for the update based on the leaks and information we've gotten recently, and a lot of this we've already talked about or confirmed, but there are some points that I do want to go over here. So medieval theming creative is something that's been getting leaked for a long time now and seems almost finished, but with us getting this trailer now, I unfortunately don't think it's in this update. As she says though, the recent Bomberman newsfeed had a whole new background rendered just to tease the medieval theme, and Final Fantasy is adding Night Fever as well as I think some other medieval Fall Guys levels to their game in October. So yeah, it doesn't seem like it's in this update, but it has been teased heavily, so I'd expect it before the end of 2023. I'd also say a similar thing applies to the survival game mode. We don't have as many teasers about it, but while it's not in this update, it should hopefully be pretty soon. Next point is that the 5th Fame Pass will get leaked, as it's starting on the 3rd of October, and they typically get leaked 7 days in advance. When it releases on that day, by the way, I'll make a full video reacting to it and buying it, so subscribe for that. Anyway, we can expect this to be Halloween themed because, you know, October, and because a lot of Halloween costumes and cosmetics were leaked in the last update. Not too much to talk about here since it hasn't been leaked yet, but I am excited for this next pass. It does suck not knowing everything about the update. Obviously you're watching this video, so you're just like me, you're the type of person who does want to know exactly what's coming and when it's coming, and having to guess based on all of these leaks and speculation and all that is a little annoying. But it's great to know this content is coming, great to know that Fall Guys is teasing it, and I'm especially excited to see this new lick of paint and some levels getting unvaulted. I'm really trying to manifest Space Race, Bubble Trouble and Street Thieves here. It's unlikely, but I want to see them coming back. Speaking of, here's my last video explaining the vaulting situation as well as another Fall Guys and Stumble Guys video for you to watch.